Welcome to Vintage Radio Cafe, your number one channel for relaxing vintage audio restoration. If you like watching an idiot wielding a soldering iron, you've come to the right place. Watch Ray's attempts to fix wonderful forgotten radios from another era, way before transistors. Sometimes he even gets them working again. What could go wrong, right?
Hello everybody, and welcome back. As you can see, I still haven't cured my illness. Still got another German radio. This time it's a Nordmende Othello. I believe the exact model number is Z320 or Z320 from 1962. AM, FM and 2 short waves, and this one is stereo. I read about it and I've seen it come up quite often on internet, YouTube and so on and so forth. And it has a very good reputation. It's supposed to sound very good. And it's a huge one. It's big, 25.4 inches by 14.5 by almost 12 inch deep. It's a monster. Not as big as the Grundig 4055, but close. And seller wasn't sure if it was working. I got it 2 months ago, so I forget. I did try it out today, and on the dim bulb, and the off switch was sticking out a little bit. When I thought maybe it was just loose on the shaft or something, so I plugged it in, and yeah, even without putting power on, the light was staying on the dim bulb. So it was a shorted. It was a short or something. So I shut it off. And yeah, I remember on the Telefunken I said we rarely start with assessing the switches problem. Well, usually. In this case, it's going to be the first thing I'll have to do before anything else. I have to pull out the chassis and look at what I can do with the switches. Hey, I don't know if I'll succeed, if I'll even be able to do this one, but I'll try as usual. I'll do my best. And what I want to say also is that just yesterday I finished shooting the intro for the another one for another Telefunken transistor model, the Concerto 205. I fell in love. I said all this. I fell in love with the sound after fixing my my Aunt Louisette's similar radio, the 5691, which is a little bit smaller. So I was going to do that. And since I started this channel, I've made friends and spoke with a lot of radio restorers just like me, do-it-yourselfer guys and amateurs, but really avid about their passion. And a couple of them already have this radio. One in particular, Bruno, is working on it at the moment, and he's kind of stuck, I think, on his rectifier and maybe something else. So I decided I was going to bump up this project and do it right now. I'll have to do it quickly, so I apologize right now. I won't do as much footage, or at least not as detailed as usual. Maybe it's going to be a relief for some of you guys, but my point is I want to catch up with him to get to the same point. Part of the recapping, maybe the rectifier and all that needs to be done, but I'll have to work rather quickly to get to his point since I already start with a problem. So, I mean, the guy could probably fix it. I know Mario is good, not Mario, but Bruno is really good. I'm sure he could do it by himself, but if we can help each other out, it's sort of the point, of having a channel. It's not just to show what you do and how good you are and to gloat. It's really to learn as you go along and to share with people, Some people give me good advice and tricks, and I try to give them advice and tricks as well. So maybe, between us two heads, we'll be able to fix both of our radios. So it's got 9 tubes. Since it's stereo, it has balance control, and yeah, I can see it's really stereo this time. I'll show you in the back. The decoder is there permanently, but it's bolted to the back of the cabinet. It's on the back board, okay? And I can see from the schematics, everything's doubled, like it should be with a stereo set, you know? There's two preamps, two amps, two EL84s. I already checked the tubes, and you know, none of them are super strong. The EL84s are a bit weak, you know. They're not in great shape, but they can do the job for the test. And I think it's the EF81, I forget. There's one that's completely dead. So I'll fix the switches first, and if I get at least power, you know, and get it normally working normally, or sort of normally, then I'll order the tubes and the capacitors I need, the ones I don't have. Radio doesn't look bad, but it's not, I mean, the cabinet, I've seen better. There's a lot of deep nicks here. I mean, it goes all the way to the wood. And you know, the German finish, it has so many layers of lacquer or varnish or whatever. I never figured out how they do it. It's, I mean, there's pretty deep nicks. This would be a great job for our friend David. David Tipton would probably strip it all down and bring it back to new. I don't have the equipment or the space to do that, so I'll do what I can, but it's probably going to, you know, stay like that. What it's got going for it, though, although I find the model a little bit bland, to tell you, to be honest, but I love the beveled fascia here. I think that's the right color. The grill cloth is very, very yellowed. Maybe I can clean it. I think the numbers are so big. I mean, I think it looks a little bit stupid. Those numbers are so huge. It's like a radio for kids. But then again, I need those, so maybe it's going to be helpful for me. So yeah, it has an EM 84 as a tuning eye. There's a ferrite antenna indicator, and then there's also a light behind that. Yeah, I like the color scheme though. The green is nice. Yeah, let's have a look at the back and the inside. Okay, nothing new, I'm telling you right away. Nothing new apart from it being stereo. Not stereo capable. This time it's really a stereo and having its stereo decoder in the back. But the rest, it's like most of the radios I've worked on so far. So this should be my 10th or 11th set. So I'm starting to get the hang of it. But there's always something new every time, you know. I'm always learning something new, but it's not, at the same time, it's not super different. That's what I mean. So yeah, let's have a look at the back. So here you have a view of the back panel. And yeah, let's open her up. The power cord is a early version of the interlock. Okay, has rivets. What's particular, really special, and I didn't notice this at first. Look at this. Look at this contraption. They put another part of the power cord, but with a yeah, with a switch. I didn't realize that. So when I put power, I didn't have anything. But you know, continuity is okay. But I'm going to change that. So there's only 2 screws here, and you can remove by hand. It's really handy. The board is in pretty good shape. The lettering is very faded. I can still read it. See the model and the diagram. So you see those 2 screws here are what is holding the FM, the stereo decoder in place. So it's unplugged now. And yeah, Can't really show you this. Let's go wide at least. Yeah. So the decoder is here. Courting decoder. Can't really turn it because those wires can be just unplugged. It can be pulled out. But there's the, I believe it's a ground. Yeah. Yeah, it's a ground here. I'll show you in more details. So for the moment, I have to leave it close. What is nice is that they have this this contact strip here with the capacitors, and yeah, I don't know. Some of them go to ground. The fuse is here; it's still good. Voltage selector, antenna selector, and this is what I'm talking about. There's 4 on the preamp and amp. There are 4 vacuum tubes, and the rest are scattered around. You have a big rectifier. The form factor is a can instead of being a board. So I did one like that. Not too bad if the tabs don't break. I don't see the capacitors, the big filter can. The ECC85 is here. I believe the 12AX7 here, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and the Magic Eye is there. There are 4 speakers, heavy filters. Most likely will need to be changed. This should have been like that. The tape is pretty worn off. So yeah, let's go a little bit closer. What I like about this is how those cans are shaped. Really look nice. It's almost the same thing as looking at shielded vacuum tubes, right? Instead of being square, that's how they are. Ferrite antenna here. Pretty loose. Maybe it was supposed to be like that. Maybe it's just got unstuck, unglued. Yeah. So okay, people, there you have it. The chassis has been taken out of the cabinet. It was not hard, but I had to be careful because the inner frame of the cabinet doesn't allow for the chassis to be pulled out straight. You have to angle it, otherwise it won't go through. That's how you usually break your glass display. So what I really want to show you is the switches, and as you can see here, there's a fracture point, which yeah, no surprise, I was expecting that. And there's no way I can move it without removing the glass, so I'll have to take the knobs out and remove it carefully because there's tension there. Yeah, it's pressing against the glass, and I'll have to figure out what's going on with that, if it's just loose on the shaft or if the inner plastic part has broken off. I didn't find any remnants of it, any plastic pieces inside of the cabinet, but yeah, I'll have to assess that. So removing the plate is pretty straightforward. There's two screws behind those tabs, those metal angles there, plus a rubber holding it. So that's pretty usual. Those parts are separate plastic covers held by two screws, and I'll have to remove them also to be able to bank the glass. Let's look at the back very quickly. Yeah. So let's move up a bit. It's really nice. I'm telling you, it's not very dirty for once. It's a very, very nice chassis. I appreciate those cans, because I won't have, if it needs an alignment, and most probably it will, if I have to do it, I won't have to go on top or at the bottom. Every adjustment screws are accessible by those holes. Ain't that nice? Rectifier, like I said, and this is, in fact, it is indeed, I should say, the electrolytic main filter can. There's 350s inside of that. Other thing I wanted to show you is the arrangement for the tuning eye. The EM84 is held by a spring, and there's a cardboard there, metallized cardboard, just behind it, you know, I guess to prevent heat from damaging the paint on the glass. But once you remove that spring, you can easily remove the vacuum tube. And there's a tab here to you know, just before you put your spring, you can move that to rotate the little window there, so it lines up with the front window of the display. It's the first time I see that. Very, very nice. One thing that's not so hot though, I'll try to show you. That's probably part of the problem. Yeah. This here is the main power switch, and see how exposed it is to everything, and it's really dark, it's really crowded inside, so that doesn't help. Also, another nice feature, there's no back panel, there's no metal or plastic panel, it's really just a paper. And there's a separate string there, and it's just folded over that string and held with two scotch tapes, so that'll be a breeze to replace. The string is loose there, but there's a spring. Yeah, there's a spring here that holds that string there. It goes to a tab on the side of the chassis, and it has to be retensioned. I'll probably put a new string. What else? Okay, this is also very nice. The both tuners are encased in a can. Okay, the FM tuner, and you see the its wheel is as usual inside of the can, and there's a can for the AM gang tuner. That's the first time I see that. It's not very big, but it's at least it's protected. So here's its wheel, corresponding wheel, and yeah, it's all inside. Those plastic wheels, pulleys, are very nice plastic. I don't know if it's more or less resistant than the softer plastic ones, but they look better and they seem more sturdy. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to starting on it tomorrow morning, because it's really late now and we lost the hockey game, but we went into overtime against the Chicago Blackhawks, so at least we have a point, but we still need to either go in overtime or have a clean win in regular time for the last game of the season. Otherwise, we'll be out of the playoffs. Yeah, that's a drag, but hockey is hockey. So tomorrow I'll, when I wake up, I'll clean everything. It's not that dirty, and I'll start working on the switches, which promises to be a challenge. I am certain of it. So yeah, catch you bright and early tomorrow morning. Good morning, guys. So it's the next day, day 2, working on this Nordmende Othello. I finished the cleaning of the chassis yesterday, and I hope you'll agree with me. It is really clean now. I can't take too much credit because, to begin with, it wasn't that dirty, to be very honest. And this might be the reason for the cause of the issue that I had. Let me show you the back. I mean, come on. I didn't use any chemicals, just soap and dishwater. That's it. No polishing, no chemicals, no Brasso, except maybe here, yeah. I like to have the contacts shiny, but I mean, the chassis itself had no corrosion, just a bit of dust, and that's a really, really good start. So as I'm moving along with this one, I'm able to help out Bruno And I think we pretty much figured what the issue was with his rectifier. It was just a matter of connecting the wires properly. I think he didn't fully understand the schematic of how a rectifier should be connected. And yeah, hopefully he'll get his working way before mine. But yeah, it's encouraging for both of us. Now, for me, remember I told you on the initial test I tried to do, I had a dead short even before putting activating any switches on the radio. Just plugging it in and turning the variac on, I had a dead short. So I shut everything off, and I knew it had something to do with the power going to the radio. It was way before the switches. It was way before any other component. So it had to be around the power cord. So I first suspected the power cord that was with the radio, because it had been cut, and they added a piece of length of wire with a connector like for domestic lamps in the houses, those rotating switches. So I thought it might be that. I checked that wire, and no, there was no short there, so it has to be on the radio. So, being the neat freak that I am, I clean all the wires and I move them, and look at this. Okay, this is where your power cord plugs in. This is the immediate, wire going to the transformer, to the fuse and all that. Look at this. I mean, I'm not kidding you guys. The way this wire was inside the cabinet, now I moved it, okay, it's not in its original position, but this here was pressing against the corner of the transformer. So with time and heat, no kidding, when the transformer got hot, it just burned a hole right there, and it's right in the middle. Yeah, me moving closer again. It's right in the middle, so both wires most likely are touching. So yeah, I have to change that. The only issue is that, see this? When you look at the schematic, I mean, it's German. I have to translate, and then translate as a lamp for the chest. So that's, just Google translation. I think what it means is that it acts like a fuse, and it's a big resistor. It says 220 volts on the schematic and 75 watts. And what do you mean by chest? I think they mean chassis. So that's the chassis protection. And with any luck, although it has been shorted, it only burnt hair. The wire, and hopefully it protected the transformer. So let me show you with the multimeter. Okay, on continuity. Let's just touch this. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not on continuity. Okay, let's just touch both. Okay, and nothing's activated. It's off. That's not the right switch, and yeah, right. After cleaning, then I could see the color's different. But when it was all dirty, it fooled me. I thought it was just the original piano key, and it was just, unglued or something. But no, it's 5 or 6 millimeters too high. And I contacted the seller, and he might have a replacement for it. If not, I'll have to buy one from eBay, and I don't even want to tell you the price. Okay, just to be super sure, I just made the comparison with my other radio. This is the Telefunken, also a very clean chassis, but because I worked like crazy on it, not because it was clean to begin with. And let's do the same test. Here, there's nothing, right? Oops, I'm sorry. Let's make sure we touch both. There's nothing. Okay, and let's activate one of the switches in the front. Let's put it on FM. I'm sorry. Let's put it on FM and see now if we have continuity. We should, right? Makes sense. Makes sense. So I don't know if I'll find another short somewhere else on the radio. Let's put this to off. Okay, I don't know if I'll find another short, but there's at least one there. So this is what I'm going to start with before anything else. And I still have to restring the bass indicator. It's loose. I still have to tighten the string for the for the vellum paper. Okay, I still have to do that, but right after that, once it's done, this is done, I'll be able to do a proper first test and to see what kind of voltages I have, and if the main filter cap is well, I doubt it'll be good, but if it's still, you know, working at least a bit to do the first test, and the rectifier, all that. So what's going to be interesting is that I always plan on restuffing first. This is the main filter can. I always plan on restuffing, but it doesn't have the same base. There's no tabs. It's not a 3 tab. It's a it's a screw-in type. Yeah, it's a different base, Bakelite base. And Bruno told me, well, showed me pictures of how he did his. So yeah, that's going to be it's going to be very helpful, because I never restuffed that type of can. So I'll be back as soon as I can. But that's the plan for today. Stay tuned.